Well, it's the first day of LCS Summer Split with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by Zven to discuss his return to the LCS.
My return.
So I've been here for the last 2 weeks. Where have you been?
Oh, I was just chilling, vacation after MSI. Actually, like, all jokes aside, the extra break was actually really good for us and for Golden Guardians, I guess, because of the MSI hangover, as you call it. Where the teams that go to MSI, no matter if you win or if you lose, you just feel a bit hangover, burned out, perhaps. So the break actually was good for us. So we voted for the walkout to have a longer break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now you have to be. I don't know if you need to be careful when you talk about this stuff. I don't know if you heard about Double Lift.
It's a bit monkey toss, yeah. I mean, Double Lift, he's not good at not talking, so. It's just so funny, man, all this stuff.
I mean, you
like being a fly on the wall.
you are also not good at not talking though. You're known for just saying stuff. Yeah.
I mean, I say what I think, but I don't say things I shouldn't. I think. I think there's a difference.
I think we could go back and find some things you've said that.
I'm sure if you really want, you can dig something up. But my social media has already been cleaned up in the past by sponsors, so I think I'm safe.
Fantastic. All right. Well, anyway, so you just played against Golden Guardians. That game was fairly back and forth and close until it wasn't, and then all of a sudden you guys just beat them. What we were talking a little bit before this, and you were like, that game felt a little bad to play.
Yeah, in scrims, the game has a lot different pace than it does in LCS. I mean, obviously, right? There's no stakes in scrims, so a lot more fighting, a lot more accelerated pace of the game. So the whole game feels different. Then we didn't really prepare for like Jack's jungle, for example. So it caught us off guard a little bit, and then they invaded level 1, and their bowling got pushed because I wasn't there because I had to help Blabber. So some things happened that we didn't expect and kind of threw us off guard a little bit, and we were losing for the most part of the game. We did some bad plays, like coin flipping the first dragon. It could have been a disaster, I think. Emmons getting caught when they had vision of them. Just like some bad mistakes like that. But I think our comp ultimately just outscales them. So the burden to make a play isn't on us. So it feels fine to just win with a scaling comp in 25 minutes, right? It just felt like we were losing a bit harder than we should have early game. And Golden Guardians just didn't push it enough.
Well, do you feel? I mean, it's hard to tell from that game because you guys are facing off against each other. Yeah. So maybe you both have the MSI slump, but do you feel as though that with the added break, like you guys are good, that all that is gone?
Yeah, I think so. But I don't know how much Golden Guardians have been scrimming because obviously we don't scrim them, so we have no idea. I don't know if they took a longer break or not because I know that we took like a 6-7 day break after MSI and then we started scrimming already. So we started early, and then when the walkout or like the 2-week break was announced, hey guys, 2-week break was announced, we took like 3 days off until the new patch came out. The one playing on now. So yeah, I think the break was good for us, even though it only gave us like 3 to 4 more days off before we started scrimming again. But I have no idea what Golden Guardians did, so it's hard to say.
What do you think of all the roster changes? Because I think there's only 3 teams that didn't roster change, you and Golden Guardians being 2 of them. Yeah. So with so much turnover in the league, I don't know, any thoughts on any of the new rosters?
I think a lot of teams made just direct upgrades. IMT got a better support player, I think, for their team at least. I think FlyQuest is the obvious one, and Hunt Thieves as well. They got just direct upgrades. There's nothing to say there, just a better player. Kuwait is a pretty good talent, so... But I always think that imports are different than players like Vulcan to FlyQuest because, I mean, for all we know, Quid could be insane in the head, or maybe he hates America, or like, it can always go wrong. So I've been there. My first year in TSM, I didn't like it here at all, so I know what it's like. But I think for FlyQuest, their biggest problem was support. It wasn't their only problem. Like, I don't think support role was why they didn't make finals last split. Sure. But I do think if they had Vulcan, they would have. So there's that, right? I think that FlyQuest is... Of the teams we have scrimmed, which is everyone besides the teams we're playing against, which is Golden Guardians. That was not a good look. Golden Guardians, Degentas, and someone else, TSM. Yeah. I forgot who it was because we're playing 3 teams instead of 2 now, so I forgot the schedule. But yeah, those 3 teams. FlyQuest is by far the best team we scrimmed against, with TL being a close second. But TL has been bootcamping in EU doing MSI, so they've been active for a lot longer than FlyQuest has. So I feel like they will be outscaled towards the end of the split because they've been playing for so long already, without a real break. So we'll see.
Is TL... Because TL were good in scrims last split too, right?
They were a good scrim partner, but I'm not sure if they're a good team, if that makes sense. Like, a good scrim partner is a team that plays like the same they do in LCS almost. Besides Summit dying every game, for example, but they do like give good practice for the most part. So we like scrimming TL, but I'm not sure if they're better than like a team like FlyQuest.
Well, the only reason I ask is because when you say that you think they're pretty good, in scrims at least, I'm like, is that just the same thing that we heard last split and they're not going to be great? Like, or is there a world where they're going to fix their shit?
I think if a team that has 2 world champs and 2 rookies can't get better than they were last split, then I don't know what to say about their world championships, then something is wrong with them. They have 5 people that are speaking the same language, so there's no language barrier. It can't be an import problem because they're comfortable speaking their own language, right? I hope. So I don't see a reason why TL shouldn't be at least top half. I think.
Couldn't you have said that before spring?
I think that my personal opinion was that Jan and Harry weren't that good in spring, even before it started. I didn't think they were like impressive. I remember when I watched Jodapune play in Academy, I thought, I played against him actually for 3 weeks. That one split when I was bench, and I knew already this guy was going to play in LCS next year. I knew it back then because I could tell. With Jan and Harry, I didn't feel like, whoa, these guys are insane talent, right? I think they're good and they have purpose. They have promise. Especially Jan, I think, can be good. Harry, I'm still not convinced of. I think he's the weakest player on our team by far. But I think TL, at least Jan, playing with Core J, one of the best supports in LCS for many years, he should at least become a top tier ADC. Right behind Berserker and what's his face, Prince.
What's his face, indeed. Yeah. All right, we're out of time. Anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Time, but I'm having a blast talking about myself and about League of Legends and LCS.
When you walked up to me, you said sarcastically, "Oh, just the person I wanted to see right now, Travis Gafford."
Yeah.
And now you're sad the interview's ending.
Yeah.
Anything that you want to say to any of the fans out there?
I love LCS, and I love the fans, and I love being back. It's so nice to be back playing, stomping Golden Guardians like we did in Spring Finals, and at MSI, and inside of the LCS Summer Split. It is good to be back. And thanks to all the sponsors and all the fans and everyone else, and my mother, my friends, and Travis Gafford for the interview, and yeah.
You can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. Hey everyone, I am in the LCS press room right now. This is a press box where I always hang out and watch the games, and it's quite dark in here. So how do we edit? Well, it's with this, the Alienware M18. This thing is beautiful. It's got an 18-inch panel and a 16:10 aspect ratio in QHD+, so that gives us the space we need to edit the footage you watch all while we're in this press box. And the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series graphics card in this thing allows us to render footage seamlessly on the M18 so that we can export videos quickly. So the next time you're watching one of these videos, be sure to appreciate that Alienware hooked us up with the M18, and you can get one too. There's a link in the description, but really appreciate them, and hopefully you enjoy their sponsorship of it so that we can create videos like this one.